everyone, today I wanted to introduce to you the book I finished today, Blue Lily, Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. It's the third book in the Raven cycle. I read the first two books a while ago. This is the first book, The Raven Boys, and this is the second one, The Dream Thieves, by far my favorite in the series, but I'm gonna talk about it. I don't want to put some space between the third and fourth book, so I'm starting this today. Wait for the review, if you will. And yeah, Lily Blue is the third book. It was actually the genre of the series. Let's talk about that. It's fantasy, mythology, actually Welsh mythology, and paranormal romance, maybe. Yeah, the romance part is not really much. There's not much to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it later. So the story follows a girl named Blue, and it's in Henrietta, Virginia. She lives in Henrietta, Virginia. She lives at 300 Foxway with her mother and some other, I want to say, aunts. They are all like clairvoyants, palm readers, like a little witch coven, if you will, and they all have these powers except Blue, whose powers more amplifies the other people's powers, whatever they are. If they are reading someone's future, if she's in the room, they are stronger and stuff like that. Yeah, Blue is her character is quite strong-minded, and she loves her mother so much. And what else can I say about Blue? Blue is very strong, doesn't take nonsense from anyone, is a little fighter. She's angry sometimes, but I love her. She's quite cute, and you can see throughout the book that she is short, but I can sympathize with her. So, and that's Blue's character. Now our other characters, Gansey and Ronan, they live in a place, Monmouth Manufacturing, and they are like rich boys. In the previous book, The Dream Thieves, we mostly read about Ronan. Actually everyone was present, but the book was actually, you can see his figure in the book, in the cover, on the cover. So the book is mostly about Ronan. He's this angry type character. Is actually a bald boy with anger management issues, with a raven as a pet, which he took from his dream. Yeah, that's his power somehow. He can dream stuff and they come to reality. Anything, everything. He can dream a house, he can dream anyone, and even people. He can dream people and they become real, they come into real life. But that it's some kind of a family heritage. His father was the same, and yet he dreamed out lots of stuff. But when his father died, everything, if he had, for example, if he had dreamt animals, they fell asleep. If he had dreamed anything, they stopped working. So that's the thing with dreaming. If they die, anything that they have dreamed before, it sleeps, doesn't die. Nothing dies, but they sleep, and they cannot be waken up. That's Ronan. Actually, he has two brothers. In the second book, we read about Declan. He was one of my favorite characters, but we don't see him here. That was one of my disappointments. But everyone else is here, and they are great. And Ganzi. Ganzi is another boy who lives with Ronan, and he is searching for this the tomb of this warrior, this ancient warrior that Glendower. His name is Glendower. He's searching for his tomb because the myths say, the legends say that Glendower can grant you one wish, anything that you want. So everybody is thinking about what they want to ask this Glendower once they find him, and they are searching for these lines called the ley lines. Actually, they are, I cannot know how to describe them other than they are power lines, some sort of power lines that on these lines, they're not obvious lines, they are like underground, and we can see that strange things happen around these specific lines. And they again, the legends say that this Glendower's tomb, this Glendower's body is buried on one of these lines. Now, Henrietta, Virginia, this place, this town is one of the places that these lines are passed through them, and so they are searching in the city. That was Ganzi, and I don't say anything about their relationships because it's spoiling. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. So, Ronan, I talked about. Adam is another character who's not a rich boy like the other ones, but he lives alone in an apartment. He drives a not very cool car, not like Ganzi and Ronan, and he has this complex. He's their friend. He loves them. He loves them so much. Actually, the wish he wants to be granted from Glendower is actually about one of his friends, but it's for them. But he has this complex about being rich, not being rich, being poor, and not having great parents, stuff like that. He's one of the saddest characters, but lovely anyway. These characters, actually, there are more. I don't talk about every one of them, but these characters seem so real that you feel like they are alive and they are actually existing someplace in the world. That's very interesting. This character building is quite strong. I love it so much. Now, that was about the characters, and next I'm gonna talk about the pacing. Yeah, the pacing of the story is not very fast. You don't see actions, you don't see things happening all the time. Actually, the climax is towards the end. Most of the time, just all three books were like that. And the characters, they think a lot, they have inner dialogues constantly, and you not only they think it, but you read about them. So be prepared for lots of thoughts. They think about everything, but once the action starts, it gets really interesting. Now, my personal feelings about this book, this series, actually, the moment that the day I wanted to pick up the Raven Boys, I was so excited, but I didn't have the actual book, so it was really hard. And the way I acquired this book, it was really hard for me, but I managed to find it and I read it. But because it was so slow paced, the first book was so slow paced because you only were going to get to know the characters, know the story, the legends, everything was so slow. I was somehow disappointed. But in the second book, it got really interesting with the dreams and stuff like that. I loved the second book. It was quite interesting, and it was more fast paced than the first one. And Blue was just piece of cake. It was so good. Yeah, it was a great read. I really loved it. The characters, the chemistry between the characters, anyone. This book is full of great characters, full of people you don't know what to do with. They are existing. Actually, do you think that they are quite real. Yeah, that was my review about this series. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you watch till the end. I recommend it to people who like, oh, romance. I almost forgot. It has romance. It has quite romantic. It's quite romantic, but actually no. It's if you're looking for romance, look elsewhere. Read my the other one I introduced you, Smoke in the Sun. Read that. Blue Lily Lily Blue, the Raven. So okay, the romance is subtle. Okay, and one of the most interesting things about romance, Blue, the main character, is prophesied that whoever she kisses, she falls in love. If she falls in love and she kisses someone, they die. That's a prophecy about Blue. Her aunts did it a long time ago. Now she's really worried about that. One of the things that she's really angry about is that she cannot fall in love. She cannot have a normal teenage romance life. So that's one challenge they are going to get through. It's really quite interesting. And the paranormal part is that it has ghosts, and ghosts you can see, and the strange things that happen on the ley lines and on this part called Cape's Water. This is this dream world. This paranormal shifting between elements and stuff like that is quite interesting. I recommend, if you like paranormal reads and great characters, pick up this book. Later.